Alrighty, heavy lower body day today, starting off with building up to a heavy 5-rep Zercher front squat. Zercher meaning that it's held in the elbows, which is why we have a bar pad, which, dear God, that makes it so much better. So we're going to start off with the orange band. Current record is orange plus black plus white using the Generation 2 performance bands. And biggest thing, it's like honestly treat it no different than a front squat. You're thinking about upright position as being the #1 priority. The bar is a little bit lower and it's more in front of your center of mass than in a regular front squat, but you always want to be thinking about chest up and elbows up as high as you can. Keep it as tight to your body. What will happen with this, especially as the loading point is slightly in front of your body, is that it's going to try and slouch you forward aggressively so that it basically turns into a good morning. And you can do Zercher good mornings, certainly. But we're just doing sets of 5 to begin with and working up and seeing how heavy we get. Nice and slow and controlled. We just have to make sure that we recognize the difference in your depth when doing a banded Zercher squat. You won't go quite as low as you otherwise would with like a regular barbell squat because you want to maintain tension the whole time in the band, so you can't go quite as low. And that actually makes it super useful for being not so much like a deload, but for taking the pressure off doing so many front squats, because we do quite a lot of front squats, which will hit a lower depth. But yeah, let's see how far we get to. Next video will be the actual set of 5 that we work up to. All right, orange plus light gray. And rest. All right, orange plus dark gray. This is where we may have to start shouting. Never be afraid to scream and grunt during your workout. Too many people, falling off, hold themselves back for being shy. And shyness gets you nowhere. Don't even know why I'm wearing my glasses. Really, they just get in the way. No dear. The board came up a bit. There we go. I was thinking it felt a little bit up on my toes. Anyways. Alright, let's put the force bar on this next, just for shits and giggles. So it's always a good thing during workouts like this. The whole purpose is to stimulate like as much muscle fiber engagement as you possibly can. And so we're trying to stimulate progressively, of course, as much force on your body, because the more force your body has to resist, the more muscle you engage, and the higher you take fatigue levels. And it's levels of fatigue that signals your body to change and to adapt, as long as you actually recover from the workout. If you get stuck in a fight or flight response perpetually after your workout, you massively minimize your ability to heal, to recover, to change, to adapt, to grow stronger, which is the point of the exercise. So we always have to remind people over and over and over again, exercise does not make you stronger, exercise makes you weaker. It's the recovery, the adaptation to that exercise, that's what makes you stronger. All right, orange plus black band. We're gonna enable stacking, so This part doesn't really matter, but whatever. Right. This is where we start screaming and hollering, because this just gets obnoxiously heavy and hard to cope with. But the most important thing is to keep your posture, keep your position. Position is power. Your form is what gives you your strength and your security and your safety. So as long as that happens, because this is trying to so aggressively take you forward, your arms up, that provides a massive amount of insurance. But if you do lose it, it's so easy to get flung forward, basically, and have the bar come out. And it's not like a barbell where if you bail, the barbell goes away from you. This comes towards you, and I don't want a few 100 kilos coming down on my feet. Okay, well, I got over 500 pounds. Not lightheaded though, that's a plus. At that rep range, I probably won't go lightheaded. But yeah, 5 minutes, we're starting to recover from that, and then we'll go plus the white band. Alright, this is my previous record, barely getting in 5 reps with the big orange, black and white bands together. One of the hardest things is just making sure it's all effectively crammed underneath the board. That's just annoying. And I'm using like a different board. The regular X3 board's not big enough for this, so I have a custom made wooden board that's quite a bit bigger, like the grooves underneath it are bigger. Alright, let's see how we do. And this is just the start of the heavy lower workout. Got loads of sets of like lower intensity front squats, split squats, and some accessory work coming up after this. But you don't focus on that. Focus on the task at hand. And don't focus on anything else until that task is done. Best productivity hack for you guys. Okay. Just stay up. Oh, fuck me. Language. Get it back, get it back, get it back. I felt like my head was gonna explode. Came rolling out my arms there. I didn't see my screen for how heavy that was getting. Which isn't the point. The point is doing progressive overload with more and more tension. Can't wait to see what my face looks like back on the video. That was fun. Okay, I did 3-ish reps there. Not as good. But I remember the 5 that I did was like that. Like the last 2 were absolute crap. And barely, like little pulses, basically. But that gives us a point to improve upon. So it's not about getting like full range reps every single time. Do what you can and you build on that each time. So next time, in like 2 weeks time or whenever I redo this same workout, it becomes, you know, do 3 better quality reps or knock out 3 reps plus, you know, smidge more for rep number 4. Just do a little bit more every single time.